like to welcome all of you to the Helios project dedication and unveiling ceremony. And we're here to officially congratulate Larry and Francine Johns for their generosity of this project. And it's an interesting private-public partnership community project. And as Economic Development Director, we work very closely with Larry because him and his wife also own McJack Candy, so we do business visitations on a regular basis. But I would have never pegged Larry for an astronomy guy until he approached Andrew Dutton and myself about this project. I was like, wow, Larry, where did this come from? Like candy and astronomy?
Yeah.
But we're really very grateful and for the donation and for this community amenity that also brings education and awareness. It's something that the schools can benefit from. So this event is a joint collaboration with Medina Chamber of Commerce. So we have Jacqueline Ringsmeyer, our Executive Director here, and we all need to thank her for this beautiful weather. So thank you, Jacqueline. I like to affectionately call it the chamber weather. And then Stephanie Mueller is also here with the Medina Chamber of Commerce. And then George Sam is our Executive Director for Main Street Medina. So these are our business organizations that we work together on business opportunities and community initiatives. So at this time, we have a lot of elected officials here, and because we are standing in the sun, next to the sun, we're going to try to keep this going quickly. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our Mayor, Dennis Hanwell.
So welcome, everyone. We appreciate the Johns donating this. We picked this location because strategically it can be walked to from a number of our elementary schools, as well as the use that the trail gets with the public in general. And it just seemed like the right location. And we appreciate the dedication and the investment and bringing this to our community. In addition to Kimberly and myself, Jared Fry is here from our Medina TV. We'll provide a video of this entire ceremony to you all to use for PR purposes or whatever you like. Barbara Deser is with our Economic Development and Marketing. She'll provide you all the still photos that we take as well. I mentioned the schools. Ron Ross is here right up in front, one of our school board members, and the city and the schools collaborate on a lot together. In fact, an hour ago, we were dedicating the 6 new pickleballs down at AI Root School because of a collaboration with the schools. And again, this will be another opportunity for the city to have this in one of our parks and the school children to come on field trips to see it. Andrew Dutton is our Community Development Director, and Jansen Worley is our Parks Director. To my right, in the shade. Council is very supportive of these projects. I'd like to introduce Reggie Hare is our Ward 3 councilwoman, and Denny Simpson is our Ward 2 councilman. And we appreciate council's support for projects like this. And I'd like to mention the press too. Sarah is here from the Medina Gazette. When we do these ribbon cuttings, we're fortunate to have the press come out as well and give good coverage, which again helps promote the event. So before I introduce the other elected officials here, on behalf of the City of Medina and the Medina City Council, I have a proclamation that I will read in part, so we're not in the sun too long. The Johns family has been true leaders in our community for many years, known both for their business skills and their civic activities. They have donated the Helios project, an interactive display of our solar system installed along the city's Champion Creek, and this will contribute to the local quality of life and help to teach its visitors about the wonder of our solar system and the universe. We're honored to publicly recognize you for this, and on behalf of the Medina City Council and the City of Medina, I, Dennis Hanwell, Mayor of the City, do hereby acknowledge Larry and Francine Johns and the entire Johns family, and encourage all citizens of our community to extend sincere thanks for your contributions to our community. And I present this to you on behalf of the board.
Thank you.
George, did you want to do a presentation from Main
I
Street?
just wanted to say thank you so much for investing in the Southtown District neighborhood of Medina. This is an up-and-coming area that we want to become an arts and entertainment area. This is a perfect addition to STEAM projects in the area, so we're happy to have you here. And please let us know if you need anything from Main Street Medina. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Next, we have two of our three county commissioners, Aaron Harrison and Colleen Swedick.
I'm going to say thank you all for coming and thank you for this wonderful asset to our community, and step aside and let Commissioner Harrison take it.
So I appreciate that, Colleen, and thank you, Larry and Francine. I know this has been a passion project of yours, getting it done, and I know as a parent of young kids, we're very excited to experience the whole finished project, and this is a great step forward for that. So thanks for your commitment and your passion to it. On behalf of the Commissioner's Office, we have a certificate of congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, I'd like to introduce State Representative Sharon Ray.
Thank you. Larry, what a wonderful gift you've given the community. And obviously this is a passion for you. I've seen the exhibits. You have quite an extensive collection. Anytime you can combine your passion with physical activity and learning, wow, that's the trifecta. Congratulations to you both very, very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sharon. Next, I'd like to introduce Ruben Garcia, representing U.S. Congressman Max Miller.
Well, good. Again, guys, thanks for investing in the community. It means a lot, and adding to Medina and the city of Medina. Present you with a certificate of congressional recognition. And again, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ruben. And then we also have a proclamation from State Senator Mark Romanchuk. Neither he nor his representative were able to attend. So on behalf of the Ohio Senate, I present this to you on behalf of Senator Romanchuk.
Thank you.
Take a picture with it. And last but not least, Secretary of State Frank LaRose, a congratulatory letter on the dedication. I present this on his behalf. Your turn.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. First, I want to call out some special thank yous. First to Francine for being willing to fund this with me, and two, for the last how many months I've had blue wax on the kitchen counters and things like that as I carved galaxies or as I assemble different planets and things like that. So she's put up with the whole guest room and the bay of the garage, and everything was all spread out with all this stuff. It's all cleaned up now. I want to thank friends and family. I know we have family here from 4 different states today. Appreciate that. And friends came from far and wide, from Pennsylvania and other places. Appreciate them coming too. I want to thank the city of Medina for greenlighting this project in the first place, because I showed them kind of some concepts, but for all they knew, I could have put something junky here. So I'm glad they took a chance on it. So I want to appreciate that, and some of my thanks for that. And then the Parks Department has been very involved. They've helped us get access to the trail many times. I know Jansen's here. He's over here. Over there. And then they also did the concrete that we put all our pedestals on. So they worked with us throughout the project, and they also gave us some recommendations for some vendors that we use. So thank you for Medina as a city and as the Parks Department. Local vendors I want to thank, some of which are here today. Lampier's Landscaping did the patio area here. Standard Welding did all the stainless steel stands. Medina Sign, I know Dave's here, I saw him. They did all the signs along the trail. I think there's 28 or 9 of them total. There's more than you think. Chippewa Stone, they did the granite that you see. Midwest Engraving, they did all of these 12 representations of the sun through different points in history and different cultures. Proximity Marketing, I laid out my website and they programmed it for me. If you scan any QR code on the larger signs, it will bring you right to a page that shows you trail maps and things like that. Studio Foundry in Cleveland cast my sculptures from the my original wax sculptures. Minuteman Press did the brochures, and then McJack Candy, our maintenance guys, I know they're here someplace. I saw them. Hiding in the back. We went on the trail many times, and they actually anchored this, so if it tips over, and they put all the other posts out along the trail. We just did that recently. So a lot of people want to know what made me think of the project. I'll keep it brief. I had done a solar system walk somewhere else, and I don't recall where, and I haven't ever since. I've not been able to think of where it was. But they did have a scaled planet and or scaled sun and some planets. Well, that was years ago, and I don't even remember now where it was. But then in the last year, I saw YouTube videos where it would show like the moon, and then it would show the size of the Earth compared to the moon, then the size of Jupiter compared to the Earth, then that compared to the sun, then that compared to the biggest star, then that compared to like the solar system, galaxies, and kept panning back. And I said, oh, that's really, like, it blew my mind. Everyone knows that the universe is enormous, but you really can't even conceive of it. Even I've spent a year on this off and on, and I still can't get my head around it. So I wanted to have a way to show it more in 3D. So there's solar systems walks that have been done, but to my knowledge, there's nowhere else on Earth that has this, where you can walk through the solar system, shrink the scale and explore a galaxy, then shrink the scale again and explore the universe, and there's facts along the way about all of it. So I think that this is unique to Medina, and as far as I know, it's unique to everywhere, and it's here in Medina. So that's the genesis of this whole thing. How it works is, if you haven't read your brochures or done the website or looked at it too much yet, it starts, there's 3 parts. Part 1 is the solar system. Behind me is the sun, which I'll show you in a second. In fact, it might be kind of bright in your face when I'm covered, so you gotta be careful. But the part 1 is the solar system. Everything is to scale, although I had to move the last planets in, like Neptune and so forth, would be almost up to Highway 71. So I had to move those in, and it explains that. Then it shrinks the solar system down to like 4 inches, and it shows you, okay, if that was the solar system, how far is the nearest star? For instance, if I kept it on this scale, you'd have to walk 25,000 miles to get to the next star. Or, here's another way to look at it. If you take a grapefruit, say it's about a 5.5-inch grapefruit, I'm gonna hold that. The next closest star, Proxima Centauri, is about this big. And a lot of people think, well, it's probably pretty far away, like maybe southern Ohio, maybe even the next state over. This would be in Venezuela if that was the sun. So that gives you an idea. That's the closest star. And then you start to think, holy cow, if that's that far, think how far the other ones are. And then part 3, it shrinks it again. It takes our whole Milky Way galaxy and brings it down to 4 inches. And it shows you if that's our galaxy, which is 100,000 light years across, how far is the next galaxy to us, which is 2.5 million light years away. But it shows you that, and it starts to show the whole size of the universe, which is almost hard to fathom. The total walk will be 1.7 miles. Of course, that's one way, so if you do it today on a warm day, it's 3.4 because you got to get back again. It's kind of like when they did the 5K on The Office, and the 5K was laid out as one straight line, and they had to go 5K to get back. So that's how that works. But it'll take you through there. In each section, there's a large, just like that has that large sign. When you start a new section, you have to read that large sign because it kind of mentally prepares you for the fact that you're shrinking and you're on another scale. So make sure you read all the signs or you'll get a little bit lost. And the interesting thing I learned, the more I study space, and I've seen other people talk about this, the more you study space, the more you really appreciate Earth. You know, like if we had the sulfuric clouds of Venus, you know, or sulfuric acid clouds, we wouldn't be able to exist here. If we were like Mars and had no magnetic core, the solar wind would have stripped our atmosphere a long time ago. We wouldn't be able to breathe. If we were as close as Mercury or as far as Jupiter, like every condition on here, we spin at just the right speed. If we spun the speed of Mercury, the days and nights would be so long, the extremes would be enormous. So we're on this planet here, and the more you learn about outer space and all the other planets and how big it is, the more you really appreciate Earth. In fact, William Shatner, you know, Everyone probably knows William Shatner, Captain Kirk. I don't know if you remember, but he had the opportunity a few years to go up into that Jeff Bezos rocket, and they gave him the chance to go into outer space. And he said what he wasn't expecting is when he got back up and everyone else was kind of playing in zero gravity, he right away went over to the window, and he was kind of taken back when he saw nothing but blackness, and then looked back at the Earth, and it kind of was a reality check for him that this planet isn't actually as big as it seems when you're down here. And that's what you'll see as you explore this. So, without further ado, the big reveal. Oh, and I should mention, afterwards, the exhibits will be open again. Refreshments are still open upstairs. It's on the house. Lemonade, iced tea at Spokes, coffee, space-themed cookies, and there's lollipops, obviously. So, without further ado, the whole exhibit follows this theme. I tried to do everything just in mirror finished stainless steel where I could. The galaxies aren't quite as mirror finished, but I did everything kind of in a consistent look rather than try to color each planet the way it looks. So that's all I have to say. Please enjoy more refreshments, and you're welcome to ask us questions over at the exhibit tables. I've got things. What's that? Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. In particular, if you go over to the exhibit tables, there's a meteorite there, which I think will probably be the oldest thing you've ever set eyes on. It's older than Earth itself, and it's probably about 6 billion years old. So if nothing else, go check that out. But we have a lot of other things from the Apollo programs, the Soviet Soyuz programs, things like that. So enjoy, and I hope Medina enjoys this as much as I had putting it together.
Oh,